All right, guys, we're back. Avengers Infinity War has happened. I'm here with Ricardo. We're about to spoil
What's
the
up,
heck out
guys?
of it, discuss
Mm-hmm.
it, spoil it, just talk everything about it and say
Dissect
anything we
it.
want. All right, so first of all, let's start off real quick. Let's score it. What'd you give it?
10 out of 10. I
10
loved it.
out of that means it's perfect.
It's a it's a perfect movie, yes.
All right, guys,
From
on
the
go ahead.
No, it's more of a discussion. Go ahead. What's
No,
your
I'm
score?
saying on my list, I think the only 10 that I've ever given that I can think of. Maybe there's been another one I might have forgotten, but the only 10 I've ever given, and it's embarrassing to say, but I'm gonna say it's my YouTube channel. I'm the Street Level Critic. It's Blast from the Past. With
Oh yeah, that's right.
that is
Yeah,
my
yeah,
perfect movie.
yeah.
Blast from the Past. Look it up if you haven't seen it. Look it up. Google it. Blast from the Past.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
that movie.
That's more nostalgia kind of.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. A 10. But anyways,
That's okay, okay. All
I
right.
I gave it a 9.8 when I walked out. I saw it again. Hashtag movie pass. And I still kept it a 9.8. There's a lot of problems with the movie. But there are things that I can look over these. I can not look over them, but like I can be like, okay, I get it. There's gonna be mistakes. But yeah, 9.8, all right? That's my score. And I'm sticking with it.
It's what you want to feel when you walk out of a movie. I was like, the movie was badass. It was funny. It was so much action, like
Yeah. A lot.
a lot of action.
Right away, it's hard to like talk about it without starting just by okay, this is what happened this season. Like I've watched a ton of reviews and people the way they talk about it is they say, okay, so let's talk about when Thanos came out. Let's talk about when Thor got his new hammer. They start, they talk about specific scenes because it's so many scenes. And all right, so here's what I'm gonna say. I watched one of my favorite YouTubers. His name is Jody. I don't know if that's his real name, but Jody's Corner. Check him out. I put his link in the description. He put out a video that he tore the movie apart. He did not like it. He
Okay.
brought up a
Yeah.
lot of the points that I thought about when I saw it the first and second time, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. So we're gonna mention some of the things that he says, but also I want to discuss with Ricardo. Like, what do you think about all the problems and all the good things, everything? So what are some of the things you want to bring up? I have a list here. So if you see me looking down, guys, there's no video here, but I have a list of things that I want to discuss and bring up. So what is something that
Well,
you want
here's
to
the
talk about?
thing. Here's the thing too. Like it's like you said, you watched it twice,
Yeah.
and you gave it a 9.8. Probably if I watch it a second time, I've only watched it once.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably give it a 9.8 or something like that,
Maybe.
because
Yeah.
I'll be more focused on the things. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. This is a little mistake here and there. So,
Mm-hmm.
but overall, it's still one of the most fun, enjoyable movies. I'm not gonna say one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's one of the most enjoyable movies I've seen like in a long time. So that's why I'm giving it such a high score because, like, well, you said one of your only other 10 movie was Blast from the Past.
Yeah.
My 10 out of 10 movie is I think I have a few, but for the first one that always comes to my head, one of my favorite movies of all time,
Yeah.
is Terminator 2: Judgment Day.
Absolutely. Agree.
So, you know, is it a 10 out of 10? If I watch it over and over, I can probably find little mistakes here and
Yeah,
there.
you
but
could
it's
nitpick. You could
that's
nitpick anything.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just because you gave your other movie that you have a 10 out of 10, I wanted to give mine. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so as far as like what I want to talk about first,
Yeah.
I don't want to go straight to the end of the movie and talk about the
All right, so let's
balance.
talk. Let's do the opposite. Let's talk about the opening. How about that? When we first show up,
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed. A lot of people didn't remember or notice during when they showed the opening credits, when the Marvel logo started popping up, they didn't have the music, but they had the Asgardian ship. They were putting out a signal, and like, oh, we're being attacked, blah blah blah. And they're putting out a stress call, out in general. And then later on in the movie, we see the Guardians of the Galaxy talking about that they heard a distress signal. So awesome that they didn't go into the music. I didn't want to hear that whole intro with the whole, Marvel music. This is a grim tale. There's something serious happening in the opening. I don't want to go from that tone of exciting and, big Avengers theme song and then go into like after the Asgardians are gone.
Yeah, that was great editing. They felt like you were going straight into business. Like,
yeah,
after you're in the theater and you're watching all the trailers and you see the Marvel logo coming up and you're like, oh, okay, it's time for business. And then literally it's Thanos.
Yeah.
Just ripping everybody apart. And
yeah, you remember that ship from the end of Thor Ragnarok when they showed up and then this humongous ship is in front of them? Yeah, so that was great. It was
from our trailer review. Mm-hmm. You kind of broke it down and you called it, actually. You said...
Of course. I was like, oh, all right, thank you. A lot of it, actually.
That was the ship. So, yeah, that was the ship.
A lot of it. Thor getting his new weapon. I called it. So much. But not that I called it, but I assumed. And, it looks like this. I watched the trailer so many times. So, but what did you think of Heimdall just getting taken out right away?
And he's not coming back.
That was funny. Everyone's been mentioning that. Why you gotta kill the black guy first? That's messed up.
Was he first? No, he was.
He was the first death. The first death. He got stabbed.
Yeah, he was before Loki.
Yeah, right before you.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. I mean, I don't look at it in that context because it worked for the story.
Yeah. So. But it sucks that he's not coming back.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not part of the Infinity.
Yeah, I mean, crisis. He was a small character, and I think he I don't know for sure, but it feels like he regrets taking on that role because it was such a small role, and like he could have been
not a lot of talking. And...
Yeah, he could have been something bigger. I don't know who in the Marvel universe he could have played. Who?
War Machine.
Easily would have been way better.
I love Don Cheadle and other stuff, but
not for this.
War Machine.
Not for this role. I was gonna say I don't think he's even showed up to the red carpets or purple carpets, whatever they are, since Thor 2. Since Thor 2. So
he's a big name.
Yeah, and he was in Thor Ragnarok and everything, but he didn't show up. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he doesn't like it. I don't know.
That's another thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
The amount of actors in this, man. I
mean,
huge. Idris Elba.
Elba.
He's a huge name already.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's a little minor character, and you have all those other, you have A-list characters like galore. This movie was really entertaining just on that point alone, like 10 years worth of.
Yeah, that's why I say it feels like it doesn't feel like a regular movie. It feels like
no, you don't see this. You never see this.
That's another reason why I excuse it more for all the mistakes and all the little issues, because it was such a big. It feels like an event. It doesn't even feel like I'm watching a movie. Like, you can't give this to somebody. I'm giving a crazy example. Let's say somebody's been locked up in jail, and they've never seen any of the Marvel movies, and you're like, "Hey, watch this." They're gonna be like, "Wow, this is incredible," but I don't know any of this. I don't know these people. I don't know the characters. It doesn't really fit as a single solo film, but as a culmination of all these movies, after 10 years of watching all these characters come together, it works amazing, in my opinion. So
no, you're right, because it is confusing if you don't know the backstory, especially all the space stuff and the Guardian stuff.
All of that. There's so much. There's so many characters. Yeah, you don't know that like Spider-Man and Iron Man. You don't know that Spider-Man and Iron Man are like, have that father-son relationship.
Yeah, that's true.
What were you gonna say?
No, I'm just agreeing that it's like, inside jokes. You know, you can't
Tons of
understand
inside
those.
jokes. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm still thinking about the mistakes, and the only one I could find, and I'm talking about like story wise and timeline,
Yeah.
um, would be why didn't Doctor Strange
Hmm.
just warp into the Bane battle in the end? Because him and Tony Starks and Spider-Man, they were still in that outer space somewhere in some
Okay, where
other
they were on the
galaxy.
ship on the way to Titan after they took out Ebony Maw.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
because we don't
then, you know,
we discussed this. Remember, we're like, I don't know if those ring portals
yeah,
work in from outer space, or if
yeah,
it
yeah,
can only be an earthly travel thing. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that's as far as the comics. Obviously, Doctor Strange can pretty much warp like that.
Yeah.
But in the movie, in the MCU, he wasn't shown to have that ability really.
Right.
It's only on Earth. Like the powers, the extent to his powers are pretty much on Earth, where he knows
Earthly based. Yeah.
his domain, where he protects his Earth. So,
You said something.
um,
You said something very key that I want to make sure that I want to make clear. This is we're discussing. We can talk about the comics. We can talk about DC. We can talk about anything. But in my context of why I gave it such a high score is because of its MCU. So meaning like that one little second of Captain holding Thanos in his glove in the comic books that would not fly whatsoever. In the movies, I'm gonna have to give it an excuse because that's the way they've been building up Cap. Every movie he has this like powerful move that he does. What the hell he was holding back a helicopter. He has this super powerful move every time. So I'm gonna be like, all right, let's excuse it.
nice shirt, Roger.
Thank you, buddy. It's a Captain America, but it's for autism. So that's what the puzzle piece is for. All right, while we're on Thanos, really quick, one thing that I was confused by, I don't think they really explained it very well, and I think they actually did a bad job, is when he had the glove on and he had the stones, right? He was using each stone one by one in a way, but also they were all like activated. Like he had to activate them. From what it seemed like from when we were watching, it seemed like, okay, he has to activate it, and boom, I'm using the reality stone. Or boom, I'm using the power stone. Do you feel that when you watched it, were you getting that or no?
Yeah, I did because when he kept getting more and more, you can see how his power, his different abilities grew. Like when he was with the collector.
Yeah.
Is that nowhere? Was
Yeah.
that called nowhere?
Yeah, nowhere.
You could tell that he had the reality stone,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole thing was fake. Like they were there, and the collector's ship was intact, and then all of a sudden he changes it, and you could tell the reality is that it's all destroyed and
Yeah.
everything's on fire. So before that, he obviously couldn't do that. And then the bubbles. Every time he kept using it, and the bubbles would come out. You can see him like kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so it's like I'm confused. We know he can from the comics, but I'm trying to talk about MCU when it comes to this because it's specific. It's one of the issues I had because when every time he put a new stone on, he did like a power up, like his body was like powering up, but it didn't feel to me that he was actually powering up. Like he didn't get more powerful. They didn't show he could do more things, but himself, I didn't feel like when he made Star-Lord's
But it's not about. I don't think it's about him being powerful.
No,
as long
that's
as
what
he
I
has
mean.
that is the power.
Yeah, but I mean, when for example, can I use the reality stone and the time at the same time? Can he?
Because he does it in the end.
I know, but no, he doesn't. He uses the time stone at one time. He rewinds time. That's all he does.
Oh,
Like-
but that
Yeah,
That's
but that
all of them.
that was using them all. But I mean, like, is he able to use the reality stone and the mind stone at the same time? Just those two. Like, if he wants to do something that
Yeah, I
those
think
two
so.
things are needed. And I'm not talking
I
about
think so. I'm
comic
trying
books.
to.
Because in
I
the
know. I
movies, they
know.
didn't
I'm
show
trying
us
to.
that. When did they
I'm
show
trying
us
to
that?
remember when there was fight scenes where he was fighting everybody. He was kind of using two at once, at least. He was like, the ground was like, was that him when when he was fighting Doctor Strange, Iron Man, and Spider Man and everybody, and
Yeah, but
he
I
was
don't know.
using at least two.
Because he pulled the moon down, which was incredible, by the way. He pulls the moon. He shatters it and brings it down. And Iron Man's like, if you throw me one more moon at me.
That scene was amazing. I remember I was in the theater like,
Yeah. Did you watch it in 3D? I don't remember.
no, I watched it in
On flat.
fake IMAX. I
Okay,
guess.
Fomax. All right. Yeah, I saw it in IMAX 3D. It was incredible. But I don't know. It's hard to explain how I feel about the stones and the thing. It didn't. Okay, right there in the when he got the final stone and he went like this, and you can see like in his veins like going up. You know. Okay, a question. Did he fight the Hulk in the beginning because of the Power Stone, or was that just Thanos himself?
Oh, okay, good question.
Because he did have the Power Stone, but it didn't show him like using like.
They don't clarify.
That's what I mean.
They don't clarify it.
The clarification wasn't
It's
in
not,
there,
You can't.
and those are the things that I want. I want that. I wanted that.
Okay.
Like, how
It
does
didn't
that work?
bother me.
What are the rules? I like the rules. I love the rules.
Yeah, it didn't bother me because I know there's gonna be a sequel to this saga, so he might use it more specific, and it's the first time he's using it, so you know
Maybe.
maybe he needs to warm up to it and be more creative. Who knows? But that's a good question. If he was using the Power Stone to fight the Hulk, or was it just his natural strength? Or they
Yeah.
don't clarify it, but it was a badass.
That was incredible. He looked like I was like, did they get like Money Mayweather and like film
that's
him
what it
fighting?
looked like. He was like, bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, he hit him. He
Kicking
hit
him
him on
and-
the throat or the neck, and that already took him out. He was was like phased,
Yeah.
and then he just was let him left jab, right hook. Oh my gosh, I was like, wow,
He
this
wiped
is
the floor with the Hulk.
yeah.
Now
big
that
time.
I'm thinking about it now, I kind of don't like that. I don't like that the Hulk went down so easily. He went down pretty easy. The
Yeah,
Hulk
very.
is like,
I mean, I like it
supposed to
because
be-
they were showing his power, which is like, okay, now we see. But throughout, because see, this is what everyone's main complaint was, or a lot of people's complaint. He took out the Hulk, right? Easy, with one
Very.
stone, and then he was going toe to toe with Iron, not toe to toe, but he was going 1-on-1 with Iron Man.
yeah. Iron Man. There was a few battle scenes where he's like getting hit by one person. Who made him bleed?
Iron Man. After that
Iron Man
1-on-1,
made him
after that
bleed.
1-on-1, he went through
Yeah.
all that stuff and he made him bleed. You know,
Iron Man, and
a
then
tiny little
he's
scratch.
getting hit. Gamora kind of got some shots off of him.
No, Gamora didn't hit him.
Was it Gamora or
No, Gamora killed the fake reality Thanos, but she didn't hit him. Her sister hit him when she
her
hit him with the
sister.
ship. She crashed down and hit him with the ship,
Yeah.
which I thought was funny.
I just think the Hulk should have gave him more, because the Hulk is supposed to be the strongest.
Exactly
at
that
point.
word that you use, supposed to be. We haven't seen him really. You know that rule that the madder he gets, the stronger he gets. We haven't really seen that. He loses the fight in Thor Ragnarok. He lost against Thor, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a lot, you know,
Yeah, he's getting.
in the
He's
MCU.
like a good comparison.
Yeah.
Kind of geeky, but like in Dragon Ball Z, they always show like Goku getting beat up a lot.
Yeah.
But then there's always like a moment where he goes all out, and you're like,
Oh yeah.
he's the strongest.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they're supposed to do with the Hulk, but it's the opposite. It's like they just always have him. They know he's the strongest,
Yeah.
so they always have him like tapered down and always getting beat up.
Yeah.
And then they do comedy.
Exactly.
So I want to see the moment where he's like world breaker.
Yeah, and that's
level.
where the perfect, like, I'm looking at my list. That's the perfect like thing where we could talk about the power levels, because the power levels in the MCU is all messed up, man. It's all confused. Like I just said, if Jody's Corner, his link in the description, he said, if Hulk can take a punch from can't take a punch from Thanos, he got taken out quick, right?
He bled too in that battle.
Yeah, he was knocked out hard.
Like he
And
was
then
bleeding anything from his nose or something.
Iron Man went toe to toe with him. Thanos punched Captain America in the end with all the stones, with his other hand, but all the stones, okay? And then Captain America next scene stood up and was fine. So that means that the Captain America can go toe to toe with the Hulk?
And in the MCU, it looks like it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So this is all a little bit crazy.
He can in the comics and in cartoons too, Captain America. But if the Hulk goes all out, nobody can stop him, which they haven't done yet. So maybe that's what I'm getting at now.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I'm getting at now. That whole story of the Hulk not being able to come out, you know, throughout the movie,
we're holding it back.
I got a feeling
for the next one.
Yeah, I got a feeling the next one we're gonna get the Hulk we want.
Yeah, that'd be.
Well, there's no way they did that on purpose. They have him in the Hulkbuster, and you know, it's like
they were nerfing him on purpose.
Yeah, because you would think that at least in the end of the movie, the Hulk comes out, and you know, it would be very predictable. Because I was like, all right, when's the Hulk coming out? Like,
speaking of that, were you annoyed that he was in that trailer scene and he was in it? That scene was not in the movie at all.
Yeah, I was laughing about that. I liked it. They threw you because it's throwing you off. You know, I liked it.
Ooh, that's hard to like. Okay, I agree with you. I like it that they threw us off, but that's lying. That's false advertising, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but that's lying in an age where people are constantly looking for a leak.
Yeah, but then don't show us anything. Just don't show.
You know the Hulk is in the movie.
Yeah, but we didn't. Just don't show us that scene because he wasn't. That scene wasn't in there. So don't show it. If he's not in there, just don't show that scene because you didn't just throw us off. You lied. Like so.
Yeah.
Or
maybe he was originally supposed to be in it, and they
exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I said, or they just edited it differently. So you know, but it just felt like wow, y'all just lied straight up to us. Because I was waiting for that scene. I was like, okay, he's gonna. I think I mentioned to you in our review for the trailer. Oh, he's gonna bust out of the Hulk suit when he gets angry enough. Remember?
Oh yeah.
So even Banner was like, "Come on, let's go. It's time." Nope.
I liked it. I liked it because me knowing that there's gonna be another one, I hope they do something where the Hulk is like unstoppable Hulk. You know, like
yeah. So
knowing that there's another one, I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, let's see what he does now. Like,
yeah,
it might be up to him.
It might be, and all be all. It might be up to him.
Or Hawkeye.
I don't know. Imagine Hawkeye, Ant-Man.
Hawkeye and Ant-Man.
What did you think?
Well, that's the other topic.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't know. We're gonna see because we watched the trailer.
There's no clues. There's no talks.
Well, they mentioned house arrest. Remember they mentioned being in house arrest, Hawkeye.
Okay.
They mentioned him. It was quick, but they just mentioned him being on house arrest. Okay, that gives them an excuse to not be in there.
The Sokovia.
Yeah, the Sokovia Accords. Yeah.
So Hawkeye and Ant-Man.
And in the Ant-Man trailer, the first one, he had the house arrest ankle bracelet things. So.
Okay.
Maybe that's just an easy excuse to get them out of there.
The only thing I thought too was that they're like the only ones with children.
Family, yeah.
With family, so like if it was me and I was Ant-Man, or if I was Hawkeye, I would
you wouldn't show up.
I don't think I would go because think about it. There's like a universal
threat.
It's not even just one world. It's like, wouldn't you want to be close to your family if you had powers?
If I'm Hawkeye and I suck and all I can do is shoot arrows and I'm not going to really affect nothing, yes, I would stay home with my family.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man, different story. That's a game changer right there. So.
But where would you put your family? Like, that's a lot to think about. Would you put him in like the safest government?
Shrink them. Put them in a bunker and shrink them. with
pocket dimension.
yeah, whatever you got to do. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
when it's the universe at stake and it's possible that Thanos is gonna snap his fingers and my daughter might disappear anyway, or I might disappear anyway,
that's true.
might as well at that point. All right, so here I have Xander killed off screen. Xandar, I don't know how to pronounce it. Slash Power Stone and Nova. So in the beginning of the movie, Thanos already has a Power Stone. So that means he took out the whole planet, or at least half the people about his whole balance thing. We didn't get to see him get the Power Stone. That whole scene was missing. Which the directors did mention that they cut a lot of his origin story out, Thanos's. So I don't know. Did it bother you that scene that we didn't get to see him get it, or you're like, all right, I get it?
No, I didn't even think about that. Honestly, to be honest, like there's so many stones to keep track of. I couldn't name you all 6. I think I could, but I wouldn't be 100% sure. So,
Right. But we know that the Guardians had the Power Stone with them, with the Nova Corps at that planet. Like John C. Reilly, his character. Remember, he had his wife and his little kid.
Yeah,
they're gone, or we don't know. We don't know if their whole planet got blown up, or if he killed half of their people. He could be gone right now. But it just felt I felt a little bit cheated. Like, go for 3 hours, man. I don't care. Show me that Xandar scene, But that might help because maybe what if they go, since it's Nova Corps, what if they go and release a Nova movie, and then we do a flashback to how Nova got destroyed, and he's the last one, and that's how he gets the Nova powers, all that stuff. Maybe it could be interesting.
Yeah. Or it could be in the second part of Infinity War.
Maybe. I mean,
which wouldn't make too much sense. I mean, who knows? They're probably still gonna do Thanos origins and show him as a baby or something.
Maybe. Oh, I would love that. Goo goo gaga. But all right. So another point I have here is what happened to Spider-Man's Spidey sense.
After that hair raising.
Yeah, after that, where was it? It was.
Yeah, and they never did it again.
Nothing. He had. I was confused at the time. I was like, "What is happening? How is this happening?" Peter Quill.
I didn't even think about that.
Peter Quill got the jump on Spider-Man, and had him basically in a headlock, and I'm like, "What?" He has Spidey sense.
But that wasn't killer intent kind of move. It was
no, but that's not Peter Quill. I'm talking about Spider-Man. How would he let himself get caught by Peter Quill? Like, he has this iron Spidey suit, which he had those arms. The arms could come out and just knock him out. He could blow right through him and kill him. Like, there's so much he could do, and they didn't show whatsoever the Spidey sense.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is upsetting to me.
I didn't even think about that.
When he was flipping through all the debris, when the planet was all blowing up, that was cool. Okay, how could he flip through that? Okay, maybe he's using his Spidey sense. But besides that, that's me putting the logic, because they didn't show him at all, reacting or nothing. I was surprised.
But that's what we said. That's what I said before too. Like, there's too much going on, too many actors. I get it. I get that the writers could that's a minor thing they can throw in there, but
yeah, it's a minor thing. But remember how much we liked that in Winter Soldier, not Winter Soldier, in Civil War, that Spider-Man had his Spidey senses. Like, he was reacting in the fights. It felt like he had his Spidey senses. But in this movie, nothing.
Yeah, they left it for your imagination, because him dodging and jumping off of those rocks in space and stuff. Yeah. Clearly,
Clearly, I don't know about clearly, but
No, but it's not normal for his reflexes to be that good. So
yeah, I mean, that's just his Spidey powers. I don't know.
I guess in his solo Spider-Man movie, I hope they're gonna.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna do it.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, no Spidey sense. I'll leave that. But all right, what else?
I hope in the second one they add that in there and do a lot of comedy and action with it.
Yeah, I have here Red Skull. What did you think of Red Skull? Were you surprised? Did you know?
No, I didn't know. I loved it though. Because I recognized the voice for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was a famous voice,
Mm-hmm.
but I had no clue who the voice was portraying, and I
Yeah,
was
I
happy
told
to
you
see.
who I told you who it was, right?
Yeah, the actor that he's in The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, he's the son of the one from that town. I forgot what the name of the town was, but he's the one whose boyfriend just died recently.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I forgot his name. I don't know no names on The Walking Dead except for Michonne
Michonne and
Okoye.
Carl.
Coral. But yeah,
Rick.
what else? But yeah, I like Red Skull. I thought it was cool. I was
Yeah, he looked
upset. Go ahead.
freaky, man. He looked real freaky with that
Yeah.
robe and
But good,
it was
right?
all- I loved it.
Yeah, it looked really good. It looked like one of the what is it, the ring wraiths or whatever from Lord of the Rings, with those
Yeah.
like smoky. So good.
He's suffering. You could tell he's like tired and
Yeah, I just
like he's
wish.
pretty much in hell.
I wish it was Hugo Weaving. I wish it was Hugo Weaving. You know, he didn't like, and he's not back. But I wish it was him because I would have been happy.
Who?
Hugo Weaving, the actor who did the original Red Skull in Captain America 1, the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't him.
Nope, Mr. Anderson. No, he didn't like the role. He was talking smack about it, and he didn't come back. So unfortunately, but you liked it, right? You liked the Red Skull.
I loved it. I liked that he was the Soul Stone. Like
The Soul Stone, or he was the protector of the
he was the
gatekeeper.
protector,
The gatekeeper.
gatekeeper.
All right, so I want to touch on some of my favorite moments. One of my favorite moments was in the battlefield in Wakanda when Cap was like, "I am Steve Rogers." When Groot said, "I am Groot," and he says, "I am Steve Rogers." He was so innocent, like
formal.
he doesn't know that that's how Groot talks yet. So he
Yeah.
said, "Oh,
He's very formal.
yeah." He's like, "Oh, okay, I am Steve Rogers." Oh, yeah, it makes all the
That's
sense.
how
He's like,
somebody from the 40s would introduce themselves.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
yeah, because he's like, "I am Groot." All right, I'm Steve Rogers. I was cracking up. That was really funny.
There's a
Another
lot of
funny.
good scenes in Wakanda, man. All the Michonne, I can't remember her name.
Okoye. Yeah. So you saw
Black Panther,
Black Panther like 2 days before you saw Avengers,
Yes.
right? You hadn't seen it. Yeah.
Nope. I saw it 2 days before I saw the Avengers.
Yeah.
And
it's fresh
there's
in
a
your mind.
tie-in too. A tie-in. I also watched Marvel's Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
So
I was going to
actually,
ask you,
can't-
what was the tie-in? Because I recently just watched that episode, and it was what, that they mentioned Thanos?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought there was something else. I was waiting
No,
for
but
something.
But that storyline in the comics is deeper than that too. I mean, I don't know if I don't want to spoil because we're doing an Infinity War
Yeah,
review. I don't
let's
wanna
not
spoil
spoil
it.
other shows. Or other
But
things.
check that out. Check Marvel's Agents of Shield if you don't watch it. Really, really good show. It has little tie-ins to the movies if you like the Marvel movies. So check that show out.
Yeah, almost every time, like a major MCU movie comes out, they do a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
My experience was really good because of watching Black Panther, Marvel's Agents of Shield the next day, and then the next day Infinity War was
Wow.
really good.
My favorite scene, possibly. The favorite scenes is hard for this one. I don't know if I could pick a favorite, but one of my top
I can.
favorites is when Thor arrives in Wakanda with Rocket on his shoulder. Wow, man. That is the
That was
kind of
badass.
thing that you want a poster on your wall of that scene. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
And he shows up.
And right in time too. He wipes people out, man. He's mopping the floors,
Yeah.
and that's the Thor you want to see. Like,
I don't know if you noticed, but remember when Thanos was just taking everybody out? Like he was just walking towards Vision and he was taking every single Avenger out easily, like one by one. Where was Thor? That whole time he was not
he's
there.
coming.
He wasn't
He's
there.
coming. He gets there.
No, he's fighting over there in the field. But why isn't he? Cap goes, everybody, something, gather around me. I don't remember what he said. Like,
Yeah.
where was Thor? Like, Thor was in the battlefield just ignoring all this stuff. When he arrived, he's like, "Bring me Thanos." So cool, the way he talks. And then nothing. Like, go for Thanos.
So he was late for the party.
No, I mean, he showed up. He was there. He was fighting. He was breaking those ships and taking all those.
Oh, but you're saying you should have went straight for Thanos as soon
Maybe
as
not
they were.
straight for Thanos because he saved a bunch of people, but like that whole time, if you watch it again, between when he starts doing all the taking out of all the bad guys, and when he, threw his axe into Thanos' chest, where was he that whole time? Like he wasn't around. Like it was just like for the story they just didn't put him in there, which is like I don't know how I felt about that.
But watching it for the first time, I don't.
Of course
I
not.
didn't
You're
even think
overwhelmed by incredible stuff
Yeah.
happening on the screen. But that's why I said after my second watching, I noticed it. I was like, "Oh, where's Thor? Like he's here. Why is he not fighting?" So, another thing,
Roger.
a small nitpick, man, a small nitpick. But to me, in all the MCU movies, especially I think Avengers 1, someone made a video of it online or made fun of it. I think maybe Honest Trailers. But you know how they talk to each other? They're all the Avengers, like they can talk to each other. But you never you never see them like putting their headpieces in. And when Thor was in space with Rocket, he was talking to Rocket. But how? Like we have to
Okay,
assume
when he
we
was,
have
like,
to
flying around.
Yeah, he was in a little ship, trying to restart the star. He was like,
Yeah.
"Go faster!" Or whatever. I was like, "What? How can he hear you?" We have to assume this is our job. Assume, okay, they gave each other headpieces, but it just bothers me because those are the nitpicks. I'm like, what? How are you communicating with each other?
Yeah.
So
Like a casual moviegoer that doesn't know about sci-fi too much and doesn't know that Rocket Raccoon is all into tech and stuff. They would think it's silly. It's like, what? This guy's in space and like let's say like a tenured professor of Harvard, was watching it with his son.
Neil deGrasse
He's probably
Tyson.
gonna be, he's probably gonna be, exactly. Somebody that's super intelligent but not really into comics and geeky stuff. He'd probably be like, how is this guy communicating in space and all that noise around him and so,
What frequency are they on?
Yeah, what frequency are they on? And
it's a little nitpick, and I know it's nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it bothers me. Like, what? Come on, guys. Just weird. Like, how is he talking to Rocket Raccoon? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right. It's our job, which was automatically I was like, oh, okay. Rocket Raccoon. They have tons of those things, and they probably gave it.
Here, take this. Take this.
And he gave it to what's his name, the giant dwarf. What's his name?
Peter Dinklage character. I don't remember his character's name, but let's just say Peter Dinklage.
He had one too.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, I was like, he was okay. I guess they gave him one too. Here's a little tiny thing that you're gonna have to stuff in your humongous ear, because how else is this gonna work? So it's things like that it's like, after the second watching, because my first time I was like, oh, but the second time I was like, okay, I know what's gonna happen. Let me just pay attention now. Let me focus on what's going on. I focus on the story, and there was things that I picked up. I was like, I don't know about that, but whatever.
See, I haven't watched it again yet, and all these things you're saying is making me like, you're shaving off little points.
Minuscule points.
Probably a 9.9 right now.
What'd you think of the Black Order? Did you like them? Did you not like them? Thanos' children.
I liked them. They weren't that big of a threat, but they were big enough to give me some cool battles and some cool fight scenes.
Yeah.
So I liked it.
I don't know.
I like the whole female badass fight scenes.
Yeah. So her and her partner, the one that they were always working together, they're married in the comic books. Mm-hmm. And one of the things about his spear is that it has like magical powers. It makes him immortal, but he has to like have it with him. It's this whole thing in the comic books. So I came and watched the movie with this pre-knowledge, okay? So when he stabs Vision, and Vision has all these problems throughout the movie, in my brain, I'm like, okay, makes total sense. It's a magical spear. He has a lot of problems with it, and that's it. But to regular viewers, if you look online, a lot of people are confused. Like, why did Vision, why was he so affected? Why was it so bad? And it doesn't make sense to people. Did you notice? Did that bother you? What did you think?
I did, because I didn't know too much about that, the spear and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I was one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, throughout the movie, I did think that Vision was too weak.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, wait, why is Vision so weak? Like, he's always getting beat up, and he's not able. Vision's supposed to be
Super
really
powerful.
strong.
Super, and he has the
He's
Mind
like-
Stone in his
He
head.
has a Mind Stone, and he's like the ultra version of Ultron,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and he had Bruce Banner's knowledge or whatever that they mentioned during that scene, and
yeah, he's
Tony
supposed to
Stark.
be super smart and everything. So I was like, something wrong here. I don't know why the Vision's being so weak here. So
yeah. I mean, he
now I know.
mentioned super quickly that he's like, oh, his spear made me I can't phase or something like that. He mentioned something, but it was super quick, and you have to be
Yeah, that's another thing. He can phase, and
yeah. So he
caught him
said
right on time.
he made it so I can't, or it made it so I can't. So
yeah,
a little throwaway line, but like I said, I came with that knowledge from before, so I knew. I was
Okay.
like, okay, that makes total sense. Yeah. So,
see, that's good to know, though. I mean, now I know
Yeah.
when I watch it again.
and knowing's half the battle.
Roger.
Remember when Scarlet Witch, which I loved in this movie, her powers were way boosted the way I like it to be. They are not fully explained of what she does. She does magic red stuff, but she was flying, picking up Vision, throwing another. She was fighting two people at once. She was awesome. I loved her. What did you think of Scarlet
comic
Witch?
book Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she was comic book Scarlet Witch. I'm not sure if they ever explained. They probably explained it in Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
So that's. But I gotta watch it again. But that's pretty much how it is in the comic book. Like she's badass.
Yeah, super powerful.
I liked her.
So remember when they got attacked in, what was it, Switzerland? When her and Vision got attacked by two members of the Black Order?
Yeah.
So they attacked them, right? And Vision and Scarlet Witch could not handle them. They were being taken down. They were losing practically.
Yeah.
And Scarlet Witch, super powerful Scarlet Witch, super powerful Vision, which was fighting back at this point, could not win the fight. And then human Falcon, Black Widow, and powered up Captain America took them out like nothing. I was shocked. I was like, what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? That didn't bother you?
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've never thought about this until now. Like,
Oh my gosh.
I guess I'm thinking back, they were kind of caught off by surprise, but that's still not a reason.
That's my excuse. It's like, okay, they planned how to attack them. They caught them by surprise. They hit them with the magical spear, which I had previous knowledge about. And, maybe they weren't ready for it, But after they fought for a while, okay, now we were fighting. And they completely got taken out, but not by nothing, because the Black Order, who knows how powerful they are. But just the fact that Falcon and Black Widow and Captain America took them out was just funny to me. I was just laughing. The second time, I was like, I don't know, buddy.
Oh, look at how important Captain America is in the MCU.
Exactly. He's Superman in these movies.
Especially the way they introduced him. He's the mysterious dark figure that comes out of nowhere.
And they play the Avengers theme. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Everyone clapped at my theater. Did they clap at yours?
So did mine, yeah. People started clapping in that scene.
Wow, that was loud thunder. The second time that I saw it, it wasn't packed. It was a good amount of people, but everyone clapped. Also, so yeah, Cap is that man. Cap.
Standing ovation.
Absolutely. All right, so one last thing before we go to our final discussion part is why can't Falcon get powered up a little bit with his guns? He still has those little bullets. It feels like bullets to me. Maybe they're more powerful bullets, but it looks like he's just shooting bullets.
Yeah, he like War Machine. He was dropping napalm.
amazing.
Oh.
What was? I forgot what he said. He's like, clear out the way, because like, he's about to drop some bombs right now.
He was dropping bombs already. He was Funkmaster Flex style,
Yeah,
non-stop.
yeah, but like I just wish Falcon they give him like lasers. Do they have lasers in these movies? They have lasers, right? Like laser gun type things.
I don't think so.
I don't know. But I
Maybe
know
on
they
the
had some
space
ships with
Guardians
lasers,
of the
but
Galaxy stuff.
maybe it just maybe now that they have these, we can have something because I hate the way that he's underpowered. With
Actually,
his
yeah,
weapons.
wasn't there a laser gun in that short? Remember after the Avengers movie, there was a little side short.
Yeah,
Where they
but that was
flew
alien tech.
Alien.
Yeah, so I don't know.
They have the tech now.
Yeah, the Chitauri weaponry, yeah. And Iron Man has blasters, and so does War Machine. So give him, hook him up. He did hook him up with the tech on his wingsuit. When he took out a few of those Chitauri 2.0 or whatever people with those things in his back that came out. Remember?
Yeah.
But hook him up.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, he's badass as it is. Like he's.
Yeah. No, I like
movie
him.
since
He
Civil
knows how to
War.
fight. He knows how to use his wings and his suit to his advantage, which I like.
But he needs a galactic upgrade.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like when Iron Man has like upgrades for big, like the
Holy
Hulkbuster and
moly!
stuff.
Iron Man was so
His
powered
nano
up in this
suit.
one. He had the
Yeah, his
nanotech.
nano
First of all,
technology.
where'd he get that? Is that from Wakandan tech? Or he just it's been years. They mentioned 2
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah, I think so. He
So,
made
okay.
it himself, I think.
Yeah, so maybe he has nanotech. But wow, that
Right.
suit, man! When he fought Thanos, and he was making those like pivot things on the ground, so he can be more like solid. And he put Thanos' hand, and boom, it took him out. Wow, incredible! I was really impressed.
But winding down to the end of the movie,
Yes, let's
what do you
get
think
to it.
about
Let's get to it. The
what do you
snap.
think about what? No. Before that, what do you think about the Star-Lord letting his emotions get to him and ruining the whole plan?
The only excuse that I give it, or the reason I'm like, okay, was because that's so him. That is so something he would do. He is so emotional.
Yeah.
Like when he gets, in all his movies, he gets. Remember his Walkman? Like when he like gets tunnel vision. When
Yep.
he's going after one thing, he gets emotional. Excuse me. He gets emotional and goes straight to it. So it's like, okay, he just found out, Gamora got taken out, or he thinks he did, So I'm like, okay,
But I
fine.
was like, dang, man. I was like,
But yeah,
they
that could have been
almost
it.
had
That would have been
about
it.
to come out.
Yep.
Spider-Man was like, wait.
Yeah.
Almost got it.
Yeah. Even Mantis. I love the way they use Mantis in this one. So much more to talk about. But let's get to the end. Let's get to the
Yeah.
snap. Right before the snap, though, when he shot Thor with all his rings in the glove with a blast, like a power blast, and his new weapon can just go right through it. Stormbreaker, you can just go right through it. I was
They
like,
say it's the only weapon that could kill him. So I don't know.
yeah. I just
Kind of
it
like
just
the guy
felt
Spear,
weird.
what's his name? Spear, supposedly.
Yeah, it just felt weird when I saw it the second time because it was like, 10 movies
'cause
of building
now-
up. These are the infinite, most powerful, and now it's just like, a new axe with
Yeah, it
Groot's
should
arm.
have incinerated him. Like that blast should have made him into nothing.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. If it could snap and take out half of the universe, I feel like a blast from it should be more powerful than that. But whatever. It was still cool. The line that he said, "You should have went for the head." Awesome, badass line. He's a gangster, man. Should have went for the head. Beautiful.
He was Josh Brolin
Mhm.
did a really good job. To me, Thanos was like
Acting.
he
Yeah,
was a badass.
yeah.
He
Acting,
was like
he did great.
smart, calculating.
Yeah, I
the
mentioned.
scene where he had to throw Gamora to sacrifice her.
Yeah,
was
you could
like,
see his emotion. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that was
Yeah.
a really good job.
Everything about Thanos is well realized. I mean, the hair, you can see the hair on his arm, the skin, so good. The only thing I wish is I wish they had added a little bit more effects to his voice. I don't know if you guys seen the Venom trailer, but the way that the Venom speaks has that I don't know, just something to it, like more oomph to it. I wish Thanos had a little bit more of that, but whatever. That's a super nitpick on my part. But did people in your theater start freaking out when people started disappearing? When Bucky started disappearing?
They did. As soon as Drax disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
then that's when people were like, no.
Oh, on Titan.
Because, Drax was the comedy of the movie.
Yeah, he's a lot of people's favorites on the Guardians, yeah.
In the movie, period. People
because
love Drax.
Yeah, every line he says is gold.
Yep.
Literally. He
and
never
then
says...
Spider-Man, when Spider-Man went, that was when the theater was like, oh,
that's another thing.
The girls and stuff.
That's another thing that bugged me so much. Why did Spider-Man take so long to go?
It's cinematic.
Ugh, that barf moment. That was so annoying.
Nah.
It was just for the emotion, just to make us more emotional. Because he was like, "Oh, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go." Bucky was gone. Black Panther gone. Everyone else was super quick. Is it because he's on Titan and it's weaker out there in space? It takes longer for the effect to go through the universe because he was there. He was hugging him. Come on, man.
That's exactly why.
I was annoyed by that. That was like, all right, I get it. So, to sum it all up, I still give it a 9.8. I'm excited to watch it again. It's incredible. I'm going to buy the Blu-ray. This is the one for the records. They did a great job coming to, after all those movies, tying everything in together. It was awesome. I couldn't ask for more, a lot more, obviously, with all of my nitpicks. But for what I got and received, I'm very happy, very satisfied. How about you?
Yep. I agree, man. It's like everything fit well together, personalities, all those actors, they've made them all come in all together perfectly. The Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Tony dynamic was great. Tony versus Doctor Strange.
And the cape.
Was, like, amazing. The cape. I like Groot. I know you didn't like Groot in this movie, but I liked I like Groot. I like the Guardians cast dynamic together. Thanos was amazing.
Yep.
Unfortunately, man, DC has like a lot of work to do.
Yeah. That's a whole nother conversation for another video.
Yep.
Lastly, Thor got a big boost in this one. He was incredible in this one. They gave him a lot of screen time. They gave him his due on this one. I was very impressed. I really hope he comes back because his contract is up. A lot of these people's contracts are up. So that's why only the original cast members are pretty much alive. And so we're going to see next summer how it all ends. But
it's their last hurrah?
Pretty much. Like, I can see it all ending, and then they go, the new Avengers. They can go a lot of places. With the Fox, if they can bring it together.
Spider-Man, Hawk.
Yeah, so much. Black Panther.
Falcon.
There's a lot they can do. So, yeah.
That's true.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching this long discussion. It was fun. We can go on for another hour and a half. Easy. Yeah. There's so much to talk about with this one. We're not just talking about one movie here. We're talking about a 10-year, saga, pretty much. So you can talk about so much. So, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm from Ricardo. Say peace, everybody.
Thanks, guys, for
watching.
Later. See you next time.
Bye.